Characters in gaming. Okay, people have requested a video like this ever since I did Fictional Aura, and I was gonna do a part 2 to that video until I realized that part 2 would literally just be all characters in games, because, correct me if I'm wrong, okay, characters inside of video games probably have the most aura out of any medium of entertainment ever. Okay, like books, you have to have stuff like flaws and good writing. In movies, you kind of have to put it in like a 90-minute to like a 2-hour time block, so you can't really get into it. But in video games, you'll have somebody like Talion from Shadow of Mordor, who literally was running a fade with the Dark Lord and the armies of Mordor for 60 years straight, by the way. And Master Chief. Okay, well, we have a lot to cover here. I know I say this in every single video that I make, but I don't want to have a long-winded intro here. But you guys seem to like the long-winded intro, so maybe I'll give you somewhat of that. In this video, we are going to do something very, very simple. We are going to go over the auras of video game characters. However, I do gotta preface this. To even make it on this video, you gotta be a creme de la creme. You gotta be one of the top dogs, okay? Every single one of these guys have already made it into the Hall of Fame. We're just discussing who is higher in said Hall of Fame. The lowest tier here is gonna be A tier. The highest is just him. And yeah, I think you guys know already who's going to be there, but I think you guys are going to be surprised at some of my opinions on this, okay? If you want to support the channel, I don't have memberships. I don't have any merch yet. Maybe one day. I don't have any of that. I don't have some crypto coin that I'm going to sell you for a rug pull. None of that. No. All you got to do is subscribe to the channel, and that does more than you could ever know, okay? I'm doing pretty well just because of the subscribing and the views to this channel. That's really helping me out. And honestly, if you guys just keep on doing that, expect more videos. We're trying to get to 100,000 subscribers by July of next year, before my birthday, before the release of GTA 6. That is my goal, and we are on track to do it because of you guys, okay? Thank you for the support. And let's get into the video game aura tier list. Master Chief. We're going straight into the deep end, okay? Master Chief. To give you I will have to do a little bit of a lore of like each of these video games for you to understand the aura that some of these characters have. Like, number one, bro, Master Chief was literally nicknamed the Demon by the Covenant. Okay, the Covenant was quite literally kicking in the teeth and throwing dirt on top of humanity at that time. The Covenant was no-diffing the entirety of humanity for about 50 years before we started the Spartan program. And then when the Spartan program happened, they abducted my boy John 117 into becoming the Master Chief. And does Master Chief have any mommy issues about it? Talking about, I never met my mom or my dad. Oh, hey, no, bro don't give a shit, okay? His mommy and daddy is humanity and the UNC. This man got a nice little holographic girlfriend in Cortana, and he was fucking set, okay? Master Chief is him. Okay, I've recently been playing through the Master Chief collection, and that's only cemented me in my beliefs. Master Chief is one of the most aura-filled characters in the entirety of fiction. Okay, we ain't talking about that Paramount abomination that was made, which is the worst streaming platform of all time. I know I keep on bringing that up, but legitimately, Paramount is the worst one of all time. I mean, bro, how do you have a run from Halo Combat Evolved, Halo 2, Halo 3, in getting rid of the Flood for a time? Dude, last time we had to get rid of the Flood, the Forerunners had to light up the Halo rings to basically commit save quit across the entire galaxy just to give them time so they can fight back against the Flood again. Master Chief did that on his own, plus some friends along the way. Sergeant Johnson, rip the homie, he's a man for the people. But Master Chief is a demon to the enemies, okay? Bro, I'm not even kidding you, bro. The Covenant was going undefeated, having a Michael Jordan run. And then Master Chief pulls up on the scene, boom, he's the demon. Okay? I know there's some more lore you can get into Master Chief, but then we're gonna be here all day. The only thing that ever scared the Master Chief was the Flood, okay? And the Flood is essentially a Lovecraftian deity alien virus that takes the memories and souls of its fallen and uses that as an unholy conglomerate monolith to whatever the fuck that thing is, bro. The Gravemind is one of the most terrifying things ever created in fiction. Okay? I've talked about this all throughout my channel. I think the first time I ever brought up the Flood was in the Zombies tier list, and I said the Flood is the scariest zombie virus ever. And I maintain it. And Master Chief, that's the only thing that even remotely scared him. I'm putting Master Chief, okay? No question. S+. Not quite him. Not quite him. There's one other guy that when we get to, I will explain in great detail why I believe he is up there. Master Chief is an S+. Nobody's questioning me on that. Some people might even be mad about his placement, but S+, baby. Talion, the Grave Walker, the Bright Lord, from the Shadow of Mordor series. Underrated games, okay? Unironically, one of the greatest games ever created by Warner Bros. And they made one good thing and then they fucked it up for everybody else. Yup, they copyrighted the Nemesis system. Dude, I had some unreal beef with some orcs on there, okay? Torgoth the Defiler, that motherfucker killed me 2 times. I made him. Bro made a career off of me, okay? I gave bro his aura. And then I came, run it back to him, enslaved him with my weird mind powers, and now he's my bodyguard. You develop a different level of beef with some of the characters in here because of the Nemesis system. But if we're going into the lore of Talion, now I understand he's not canon, okay? Because the Tolkien estate is so stingy with the Lord of the Rings IP that they gave Amazon I think the Silmarillion, I forget what it was, but basically they are allowed to kind of make a TV show that's kind of canon. But, unironically, I think Shadow of Mordor, the Shadow of War series, did a better job of explaining Sauron, Celebrimbor, and the making of the Rings of Power than the actual show called The Rings of Power. Galadriel, I get annoyed by Galadriel, frankly, and Sauron is basically a thirst trap. And I get it, Sauron is meant to be a placement for Lucifer. I understand what the story is. You're not slick, bud. But Talion is a man who lost his wife and son, had an eclipse moment, gets possessed by the spirit of Celebrimbor, and goes on a absolute insane run in dominating the armies of Mordor and actually engaging in a one-on-one conflict with Sauron himself. And that was to end Shadow of Mordor. He relegated Sauron into a QuickTime event. And then we go and do the Shadow of War. This man makes his own Ring of Power. Starts dominating the armies of Uruks. Making his own army yet again. And then getting betrayed by Celebrimbor, because Celebrimbor was secretly an op the entire time, not allowing bro to go to heaven and instead stoking the flames of vengeance so he would go to war with Sauron. And then Sauron's over here like, my old friend Celebrimbor. They are having their little duel, but in my man's dying breaths of Talion, bleeding out because he was betrayed by the homie, Celebrimbor, puts on a Ring of Power. And then proceeds to liberate Minas Morgul, or Minas Ithil. I think it was Minas Morgul, against the army of the Nazgul. Beats the Nazgul, okay? And then wages a 60-year-long war, giving time for the rest of the universe in the Shire with the hobbits, Gandalf with the Fellowship. And then, at the end of it all, finally gets peace, and his soul gets to go to heaven. Peak fiction. Talion is an S tier. Is he an S+? No. We have 2 games, and he's him for about 90% of it, but then 10% not quite, okay? He's still a man. I'm putting him an S. No. He's a man with powers. Master Chief's just him. I can't put him above. I can't even put him at the same level of Master Chief. S tier, no question. The Dovahkiin or Dragonborn from Skyrim. I've said this before. The Skyrim video game would become infinitely more funny and make way more sense in terms of how quests work if basically the Dovahkiin is just saying Gillis. Let me tell you something, bro. The opening of Skyrim plays out like a hangover movie. You wake up after being unconscious and then you're in like a wagon going to Helgen Keep with basically Skyrim's equivalent of Osama bin Laden, but instead of hitting the towers, this man killed the High King. He's essentially more overpowered Jaime Lannister chilling right there with a fucking loincloth over his mouth. What is that supposed to do? Unironically, that was one of the dumbest things. Oh no, I can't. A piece of cloth is stopping me from... Dude, that's so dumb. Okay? He one-sided the High King of Skyrim with a shout, okay? Skyrim is for the Nords, by the way, but that is unreal. Like, okay, like, really? That's all it took? And then we got our boy over here, forget his name, Rayloff. Yeah, Rayloff, okay? He set me in the Stormcloak's ways because that guy was a bro. The Imperials were going to kill me for no other reason than I guess having a good time. Okay, they say that we got caught up in an ambush. I think our guy in Skyrim was unironically just high on some honey mead from Riften, and then was like, oh yeah, brother, Skyrim's for the Nords. And then starts getting into an ambush, and then they're like, he was there. I don't know who the fuck, he wasn't a Stormcloak, but like, he was there, so I guess we're just gonna have to kill him. You were at the wrong place at the wrong time, and you are a victim of circumstance. And you expect me to serve the filthy Imperials? Listen, you are going to give Skyrim, okay, to the Thalmor. Say what you want about the Nords and the Stormcloaks, okay? And I get it. They're pretty edgy. They were talking shit about my boy Jazargo and saying that the Argonians should go back to their swamp. However, I'm also walking past the Thalmor, and they're talking shit like, you Talos worshipping dog. Like, bro, come on. You can't just be walking into my backyard and talking shit about my Jesus, okay? You can't be doing that. That's why we're running the ones and the twos, okay? Oh, look at me, I got some magic. That's cool, little bro. Watch this. Fuz Roda. Done. Easy. Where was I? Oh, yeah! And then the fact that the Dragonborn is a one-man army that either wins it for the Imperials or the Stormcloaks beat a 100-year-old vampire lord in the Dawnguard DLC, and on top of that, beat Marak, which was like the last Dragonborn in a pocket dimension, almost like a domain expansion of time, beats his ass, beats Alduin the World Eater, and then goes into heaven, Sovngarde, and then beats his ass again. Bro's him, okay? Him! But also, I would love if he was voiced by Shane Gillis, because it's also infinitely more funny. If, like, the reason that every time you do a quest in Skyrim, they're like, oh yeah, bro, go fetch the Dragonstone, is because you're strolling up, and every single time you're talking, you're like, like you're burping, like, the entire time. You got, like, the mead burps the entire time. You're obviously out of it. And you're like, damn right, I'm the Dovkin. And then Jarl Balgriff is like, a Nord. Go get the Dragonstone. And then immediately when you leave, it's like, bro, how the fuck did he survive Helgen's Keep? Do you really think he is the Dragonborn? Fuck no, but if he comes back, at least we'll get the Dragonstone. Middle of that conversation, you come back, guess who's back, bitches? And then they take the Dragonstone from you, and then they're like, Jarl Balgriff, there's a dragon at the watchtower. And then it's like, okay. Fine, okay, let's see. Like, are you the Dragonborn? Like, okay, prophecy says that the Dragonborn is gonna be able to kill Alduin, he can eat the souls of dragons, or whatever. Okay, bro, he's gonna die. Like, there's no way he's not gonna die. They send him over there, and then your men come forward, and it's like, oh, okay, so what happened to the stranger? Oh, yeah, we sent him over to High Hrothgar. Why'd you send him over to High Hrothgar? He ate the soul of the dragon. And then you're Jarl Balgriff, and you're like, what the? He wasn't lying? You mean to tell me he ate the soul of a dragon? And that the High Hrothgar fucking saw it, but they're not gonna do anything? Yep, yeah, bro, it's pretty wild. He's him. S+ below Master Chief, however, because I'm a little bit nostalgic for Master Chief. But yeah, no, Dragonborn's him. But I do think he's a drunkard, and that explains how he's treated it. Like, come on. I'm the Thane of Whiterun! Okay? And I can't take a fucking apple from somebody? Really? That's how bad it is, okay? You're going to jail. It's just like, I literally saved the world! I can't take an apple! Like, really? That's what it's gonna boil down to? And it's like, that'll be 5 gold coins, you piece of shit. Oh, fuck you then. Like, that's how I expect those conversations go. S+. Doomslayer. Let me tell you something about the Doomslayer, okay? Doom lore for you really quick. The Doomslayer is actually the Doom guy, but he's from a separate dimension, and he was killing demons for eons because time doesn't pass in hell because it's a dimension with rules of time that don't quite work the same. If that doesn't make sense to you, think of Interstellar, how the fact that they were by a black hole and that bended time, because we're talking about the theory of relativity and that Minecraft. Damn, bro. My brain is fried. A black hole can actually bend time. It's really weird. Think of it like, imagine if I have like a piece of fabric and I drop a marble on it, that bends time around it, so technically not everything works. It's a weird thing. You ever heard Fabric of Time? That's what they're trying to talk about. That's actually how hell works. Hell also works as it was actually originally heaven because the Dark Lord was actually God back in the day, and you are effectively made in the image of God. It's kind of like Adam and Eve at the beginning of the book of Genesis, but Eve was never made, so technically you are made in the image of the Dark Lord. The Dark Lord got overthrown by his first son, Vega. And yes, Vega, the voice that is talking to you, the reason that he's an AI inside of Doom Eternal is he gets reincarnated in the different universes, but he is a fully sentient being that is effectively the son of God, but God is the Dark Lord, and he overthrew them because the Dark Lord was also evil, and he created creation as kind of like a bastardization of it. And then he got so angry because he was locked away in what became hell that he corrupted all life and is going through the multiverse as like a multi-dimensional plague. Yes, all of the demons that you're fighting are actually aliens or other dimensional beings that he slowly corrupted through the eons. And yes, to throw it back there, when humanity was making teleportation, they actually slipped into a pocket dimension of hell. And that's where the Doomslayer comes in, or the Doom guy starts slaying demons, gets trapped in hell. They killed off his bunny and the rest of his family, so that's why he's angry. And then rip and tear until he is done. It isn't until the Doom guy gets picked up by the Night Sentinels, because the Night Sentinels can traverse in the hell, and then they picked up the Doom guy because he was a great warrior. And then they had him fight in the Colosseum, and then he became an honorary Night Sentinel. And then he engaged in the battle with the Night Sentinels to fight the forces of evil. That's actually what the next Doom game is going to be about. You're fighting, you are Doom guy, but way before everything, and these are meant to be the wars between the Night Sentinels and the demons. So this is a prequel, and then he does all that for like another 100 years, and then there was the great betrayer that created the icon of sin, which is that big giant mechanized thing. Yeah, that was a person once. Yeah, there's a lot, and then you get so angry by that because the Night Sentinels were effectively wiped out that you go back in the hell, kill them again for eons. You killed them for so long that they created their own version of the Bible called the Slayer Testament, where they talk about you like you are the Antichrist. To give you an idea of how much aura the Doomslayer has inside of the lore of Doom, the demons treat him like the Antichrist. That is crazy. Okay, and then you come back because Samuel Hayden was actually the Seraphim who gave you the powers of essentially Archangel Michael. Yes, the Doomslayer is actually meant to have the powers of the Archangels. That's why he can gain health from glory killing. So yeah, we're getting pretty crazy here. Samuel Hayden is the Seraphim that grew. Yeah, it's a lot. And then the angels became corrupted. That's why you fight him in Doom Eternal. And then you go back into hibernation because when you killed the Dark Lord, you actually killed half of your soul because you are a reincarnation of the Dark Lord made in his image by Vega. And then now you're going to be in sarcophagus until the demons become powerful again, and then you will rise again. So, yeah. Doomslayer is him! Okay, yeah, I'm sorry I had to give you that entire lore dump, but I'm sitting on a mountain of Doom lore. If you want a dedicated video of video game lore, just tell me, because I have a lot of that knowledge just on tap that's just waiting to come out. Him! No question, him! He is the Antichrist of the demons. That's how scary he is. Kratos. Listen, man, Kratos has to go in an S+, okay? From the original I'm still on the brain. The original God of War trilogy being the bastard son of Zeus, okay? Having his mom, his brother, the rest of his family, his adopted brothers, his adopted family, his entire country of Sparta, completely getting taken over and replaced with the Greek gods. And then he kills the entirety of the Greek pantheon, decides to soften up because, yeah, that didn't really get you any far. You killed the entirety of Greece. Well, actually, maybe not. There are a few gods that are technically left over, with that could be revisited. Goes to the Norse mythology. And okay, here's my hot take. And I can't believe this is a hot take, but the creators are saying shit like the Norse pantheon is actually more powerful than the Greek pantheon. No, the fuck they're not. The Norse pantheon was so weak. Thor is their heavy hitter, and Kratos fucking no-diffs him the moment he decides to lock in. He beat the tar out of Heimdall because Heimdall alluded that they hurted Atreus, okay? Hurt Atreus, fuck. That is how much of a menace Kratos is. Maybe Kratos is just that much more powerful, but I don't believe it. I think Prime Kratos was a little bit more powerful. I think the Norse mythology was weaker because they were, a smaller pantheon. I think the Greek pantheon was the most powerful one. But I think the story of Kratos going from like a man of pure anger to a father that is a flawed father, but he's trying his best. I love that. The original creator of Kratos can cope harder. He hates how Kratos has become. He called Kratos a beta male for becoming a dad. Relax, dude. Like, yeah, no, he's not as bloodthirsty, obviously. He had a kid. Have a kid too. Maybe you'll understand. I'm putting Kratos top of S tier. Bottom of S, bottom of S plus, actually. Yeah, whatever. Vergil, I'm gonna be real. I am not a huge Devil May Cry fan. I haven't played through the entirety of the games. However, as somebody who is a newcomer to this IP, playing as Dante, okay, going into the final battle of Devil May Cry, okay, fighting Vergil for the first time, and he's over here sitting on the immortal lawn chair that is unaffected by wind, okay? And then you hear, I am the storm that is approaching. Goes so hard. Dude, Vergil is like, it's one of my top 10 favorite boss fights in the entirety of gaming because the music hits so hard. I know Vergil is the brother of Dante and that it was a mortal mother and then you had a demon father, so freaky. Listen, the lore of Devil May Cry, I'm not super well versed in, but people were angry enough that Vergil was not in the last one that I gotta put Vergil in this one, okay? So yes, Vergil is gonna make it in this video. I can't really talk a lot like I did about Doomslayer because I know way more Doomslayer lore. I'm gonna put Vergil to satiate everybody at the top of S tier. Talion is gonna be at the bottom of S, okay? Valid. Arthur Morgan from RDR2. Isn't it kind of crazy that when RDR2 was being released, people were actually angry that you're going to play as Arthur Morgan? I remember that. There's a lot of people that pretend that was never the case. No, people didn't want to play as Arthur Morgan because of how much they loved John Marston. And then at the end of RDR2, people were angry that Arthur Morgan died. Let me tell you something about Arthur Morgan. Arthur Morgan is the best, maybe not the best in fiction of a morally gray character. Because he is. Okay, Arthur Morgan is a murderer. He's a thief. Okay, that's what he is. The amount of innocent people that Arthur Morgan killed, it has to be in the hundreds. Even before the game starts, he has killed hundreds of innocent people. I understand bankers, barely innocent. I understand, like, these other guys, barely innocent. I get that. Arthur Morgan killed innocent people before the start of this game. Facts. But the writing of Arthur Morgan, from finding out that he was a father, that his son died, his wife died, and they were killed for $5, for him to understand, like, just how evil this job can be, that this is the only family that he has, because this is the only family that he believes he deserves, is such good writing. Oh, like, I'm hyped for GTA 6 because I want them to give GTA 6, I think Red Dead Redemption, has better writing than any GTA 6 any GTA game ever. RDR has the best writing. Okay, no one's gonna question that. I would love that type of nuance in a GTA game, but I'm not gonna get my hopes up. Arthur Morgan going from like a troubled outlaw to you're a good man, Arthur Morgan, oh my gosh, it's such a good ending, dude. I love RDR2. I think I'm gonna re-download it just to play it again. I love this game, dude. The ending hit, dude, I've cried 3 times playing video games, okay? One of those times, probably the most recent, was the death of Arthur Morgan. High honor. Oh yeah, and High Honor is the canon ending. You cannot tell me that Low Honor is the canon ending. Fuck Michael Bell, fuck Dutch Vanderlyn, John Marston, and Arthur Morgan is for the boys. But when we're comparing him in terms of aura, Arthur Morgan is just a gray, good man. I'm going to put him in A+. A+ in terms of aura. I don't think anybody's going to question me on that. Captain Price. Captain Price is probably my favorite main-ist character out of all the Call of Duties. I say main-ist character because you don't play with them as much as you do somebody like Soap or Ghost. I think Captain Price, dude, I'm sorry. If you wanted to break the internet, unironically, release a Black Ops game, Black Ops 7, what it is, and it's like closest to modern day that we've gotten. Do a Captain Price Bravo 6 Going Dark, and it's the crossover between Modern Warfare in Black Ops. And before you say, oh, they're not connected, Makarov literally sews up. Makarov sews up in those games. Cold War's connected to Black Ops. We already know that. That's already been confirmed. Makarov sews up in Modern Warfare and is referenced in Black Ops. So yes, they are all connected. No, I don't think anybody disputes that. The zombies, that's where things get weird. Zombies lore is really weird. Captain Price is probably one of the coolest characters in the... It's tough to explain it to you, but whenever you see Captain Price sew up, he's doing something badass. There's Adler. Adler's pretty cool too. Woods, Ghost, those are the obvious ones. Captain Price is the most significant aura merchant in the entirety. Okay, if you want to be a good villain, you have to beat the shit out of Captain Price. It's that simple. Aura, slightly above Arthur Morgan. Slightly. Just in terms of how badass he is, I don't think anybody's going to disagree with me. Arkham Batman. Arkham Batman beat the entirety of his rogues gallery in one night. I just want you, Arkham Batman is probably the most overpowered version of Batman outside of, certain comic renditions, where Batman's effectively God. Dude, he's him. He's him. Okay? He's almost Iron Man. He is this close to being Iron Man in Arkham Knight. This close. Also, Arkham Knight's a really cool villain. Probably one of my favorite villains. I just don't like that they went the Red Hood Jason Todd route. I think you could have done something cooler with it. Dude, beat the entirety of his rogue gallery. Wait. Now, let me get this right because I don't want to fuck this up. Okay? Beats the tar out of the Joker. Inadvertently kills the Joker. Tells the Joker, you want to know something funny? I still would have saved you. And made Joker laugh in his dying breath because that was true. Okay? And then, because he got Joker blood in him, is suffering from the Joker plague where he'll eventually turn evil and become the Joker. Plans this whole protocol where he's going to commit Minecraft Save Quit to protect Gotham. Fights the Joker in his own subconscious and wins at the same time that he's fighting Scarecrow. Yes, Arkham Knight Batman is also nerfed the entire time because he's fighting Joker in his head. Wild. I'm putting Arkham Batman S tier. Actually, top of S tier. Beats out Vergil, in my opinion. John Marston. Listen, this is where we're going to get controversial. Do you put John Marston on top of Arthur Morgan? I'm going to tell you this right now. The only key thing that's keeping John Marston on the straight and narrow is the fact that he has a kid. Maybe that's a hot take, maybe it isn't. John Marston is a good man because he has a kid. Arthur Morgan is a good man because he's a good man at heart. I think John Marston is a more evil person if we're going to have this Venn diagram of evil. However, RDR1, RDR2 goes extremely hard. Undead Nightmare's not canon, but he goes hard in there too. I love just the basic story of you're playing as John Marston and you're hunting down your own crew, and then you have this arguments of morality when it comes to power, outlaws, and who's really the good guy here. The Pinkertons are also evil. Also, did you know that the Pinkertons tried to sue Rockstar Games, but Rockstar argued that when they were sewing off the Pinkerton stuff, it was actually closer to reality than if we were to say that. Yeah, Pinkertons were actually super fucked up. They did a lot of fucked up shit. Okay, Pinkertons were a real thing. But the real life Pinkerton organization was mad at how they were done inside of RDR2, and they lost because, yeah, the Pinkertons are really corrupt. John Marston's him, dude. John Marston's him. One of the coolest. I'm going to put him right by his buddy in Arthur Morgan, but I'm going to put him above because I'm sorry, John Marston just has so many cool moments, dude. Better moments. Star Killer! Okay, actually, before we get into this, I'm going to move Arthur Morgan down the A tier. I'm sorry, I got to do that. I have to do that. Star Killer. Now you know why. Star Wars The Force Unleashed is unironically probably the best Star Wars game ever made, but they had to not decanonize, they had to stop it from being canon. Actually, I don't know. I think Star Killer actually started off being canon, but they decanonized him before the second. Oh yeah, that's what it was. So, Star Wars The Force Unleashed, when it was originally made, was meant to be canon. And then, with Force Unleashed 2, it was decanonized and became fanfiction because Gaelic, I'm just gonna say Star Killer. Star Killer was so overpowered by the end of the first game that the second game was just meant to be Kratos, but in the Star Wars universe. This man beat the Emperor, Darth Vader, the entirety of the Star Wars Rogues Gallery, within a game. He's him. He mastered all forms of force, has the highest midichlorian count ever, by the way. But Star Wars The Force Unleashed 2 occurs and they clone him because you can't clone a Force user. That's why there was not an army of Sith. And then you had the sequel trilogy, which then you found out that yes, technically you can clone somebody, which that was only ever in Legends. You want me to tell you my problem with Star Wars? Unironically, is the fact that they are so picky and choosy with what they want to take from Legends. And then if you read Legends and then you're angry that they don't get stuff right, they'll say, you dumb fuck, Star Wars Legends isn't canon. But it's like, then stop using canon. No, then stop using Star Wars Legends as your inspiration. Like, I'm sorry, you can't be like, oh, this character obviously wasn't this old. It was in Legends, you dummy. And then you go do like a literal Star Wars Legends. Ugh, I said in my throat. You do a literal Star Wars Legends story beat where the Emperor can clone himself? Where did that come from? That would have been useful. Like, I'm sorry, like, that's dumb. That's really stupid. Also, yeah, that's why Star Wars Force Unleashed isn't canon, because they said that they were going to clone Starkiller. That apparently was a deal breaker for so long. So then they went super crazy with it, and then they had the Sith edition where he kills everybody. I'm gonna put Starkiller because he's my favorite Star Wars character in Legends. I'm gonna put him top of S. Not top of S. Bottom of S, above Talion. Yeah. Yeah, valid. The Tarnished from Elden Ring. I gotta have a few From Software boys on here. The Tarnished from Elden Ring is probably the most powerful of all the FromSoft playable characters. Because if you look at it, you have the Chosen Undead, which, my goodness, I'm gonna get a lot of these names wrong. I'm just continuously ranting, so I'm starting to have that little bit of burnout. The one from Dark Souls 3. I know it's like a fire thing. Okay, I'm sorry. And then you have the Hunter from Bloodborne, which we will talk about, and then you have the Tarnished from Elden Ring. The Tarnished from Elden Ring is effectively a man that was stripped of his ability from going to be reincarnated and going into the afterlife. So he was banished to the Shadowlands with Horalu / Godfrey by Marika the Holy. And then they banished them to the Shadowlands where their people were kind of like having continuous civil wars. And then they came back to the lands between because Marika died and the grace was going to return to the Tarnished to guide them back. So yeah, it was kind of a prophesized thing. And then you are basically a man that kills gods, effectively. Godric was a demigod, but like a super far, like, removed demigod. Godfrey was an Elden Lord. The Elden Beast is effectively an alien that is God. Yeah, you kill a bunch of demigods and literal God. Like, you're him, okay? Tarnished Man is him. You are going through effectively like George R.R. Martin's and Dark Souls wet dreams and killing all of them. You're him, okay? But is he Doomslayer? No. I'm gonna put him up there with Dragonborn. Dragonborn up there with Kratos. You can move these two, but I just have a soft spot when it comes to the Tarnished. I just do. I have a soft spot for him. And the Hunter from Bloodborne. Let me tell you something, okay? The Tarnished is the most powerful of all the From Software playable characters. The Hunter has the best mentality, okay? This is a dude who you can choose what his background was. I chose Soldier. Goes to a town in Yharnam, gets beast blood, becomes a hunter, and in one night kills eldritch abominations, werewolves, Lovecraftian deities, and then when the night is about to finish, kills another Lovecraftian deity to make the everlasting night and makes everything else more powerful because he wants to kill more. You only ever get out of this nightmare when you kill the moon presence, which is effectively Cthulhu but the moon. You let, oh my gosh, I'm blanking out on his name. Shit. My goodness. Oh my, I'm losing it. I'm using it. Garmin. You get killed by Garmin and then he exiles you from the Hunter's Dream so you wake up. Or you kill Garmin, take his place as the host of the Hunter's Dream and are taken care of by a doll. Or you become the moon presence baby. That's really what ends up happening. There's a lot. It gets really weird, but all you gotta understand is Hunter got the mentality of a man who is too angry to die and wants to kill as many of these demons and monsters as he can. He's him! Not quite, though. I'm gonna put the Hunter In terms of aura, he's up there. I'm going to put him slightly above the Tarnished, but the Tarnished is more powerful. And there you go. That is the video game characters aura tier list. A little bit of a blocky title. I'm going to have to fix that in post. But I hope you enjoy this video. I just wanted to get something out for a good Wednesday video, and I hope you enjoy this. This one was a pretty fun one to film. I probably could have added a few more characters on here than that the comment section will gladly remind me of. We got a lot of videos coming up. I got a lot of stuff to do. We got something on Friday, we got something on Monday, Wednesday, and then another Friday. 3 videos a week on this channel, and the growth is really helping me out. It's really easy to make videos when I realize that I'm going to get a good block of growth out of it. It just helps. The support that you give this channel is honestly unbelievable, and I am forever thankful for that. Let's get to 100,000 subscribers by my birthday at the tail end of July. We are on track to do it because of you guys. And with all that out of the way, I hope you have a blessed day, and I will see you all in the next video. Adios, guys.